Welcome to the Loud Mums Club, where we say the quiet part out loud, the good, the bad, and the absolute cooked parts of parenting. And what are we drinking today? Coffee, wine, or tea? Well, I'm here with Sal, and we're both actually on the waters tonight. We're really on the hard stuff. But Sal is a mum, a wife of two energetic boys, business owner, a Reiki facilitator, a retreat host, and in her own words, a recovering I can do it all person. Before kids, Sal was ambitious, outgoing, and thought she had a pretty good handle on life. And then motherhood said, haha, cute. Her journey has included postnatal depression, anxiety, psychosis, identity loss, friendship shifts, and raising kids without family nearby. Basically, the real messy side of motherhood that we just don't talk nearly enough about. Those experiences completely changed the direction of her life and led her to create Blooming, where she helps women reconnect with themselves underneath the mental load, the endless to-do list, and keeping tiny humans alive, which we all know is bloody impossible. She loves swearing, doing things she probably shouldn't, and unwinding to the Real Housewives screaming at each other, which I'm with you. I like that. And so naturally, she's going to be a perfect fit here. Sal, welcome to the Lab Mums Club. It's so nice to have you come on. So introduce yourself. How many kids do you have, and what age are they?
Hello, thank you for having me. I'm a mum of two very big, happy boys. They've both just turned two. We've both just had their birthdays, so 2 and 5. I'm a wifey. I have my own business. I'm a Reiki facilitator, event host, and a little bit psychic. That's what I am.
Ooh,
Just a little bit.
okay. Okay. So before we delve into anything else, then, when you say a little bit psychic, have you predicted things for people, or like you more feel like energies? Like I don't know the difference between like mediums and psychics. So is a psychic like predictions or like telling someone's future, or is it like
Mhm.
connecting with people who have passed on and passing on messages?
Yeah, the way that I would define it is psychics have like this deep knowing and can kind of read the energy or read for you in terms of what's coming up for you, maybe giving you advice or guidance. And
Wow.
mediumship for me is more being able to, I guess, unlock being able to speak to spirit or people on the other side. So I do have a little bit of that, but I'm more aligned to being a Reiki facilitator, and I'd call myself a baby psychic.
Are you thriving or crying in the pantry when it comes to motherhood?
That is a great question. I have moments of thriving, but this season for me is just there's a lot of struggle. We've had a lot of sickness, we've had a lot of things outside of our control. I'm not crying in the pantry because I don't have a pantry. So let's be really
And
honest
laundry?
that yes. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I'm somewhere in between, but I think I've learned in this process of becoming a mother that just because you're having a hard day doesn't mean that you have a hard life. You got to
Oh,
dust
that's
yourself off.
beautiful. Oh, I
Um,
really like that. That's a
I don't know
really,
if that's is that a saying, but I just pulled that out of nowhere.
I've never heard of it before. I'll give you credit right now. I'm going to give that to
Put
you.
that on a t-shirt, put it on
Yeah,
your merch
start selling
store.
merch. Yeah. No, I really like that just because it's a hard day. It's not a hard life. I think that's something I probably need to tattoo across my forehead.
I know a guy.
Yeah,
No regrets.
no regrets. Yeah. No, I do. I think that's actually really quite grounding. You're putting it into that perspective and a really good way of bringing yourself back to earth some days because that's so true. Yes, it's a hard day, but it's not a hard life. We count your blessings. Yeah,
Mhm.
I love that. Sorry, that really struck me then.
I'm going to write it down right now.
Yeah, you should. That's really beautiful. What have you got a mum fail of this week? Like how's your week been? Or just a funny mum fail moment that's been a standout for you as a mum?
I've had multiple. As I said before, my boys are full of life, curious, on the go, just so funny. But my biggest fail that I would like to say publicly is my beautiful sister-in-law gave my younger son like a little box, and it's for like putting toys in or whatnot with like a clip-on lid. But he calls it his lunchbox because his older brother has a lunchbox and he's 2, so he doesn't need a
Cute.
lunchbox. But he
Yeah.
sleeps next to it. The most random things are in there. And I'm
Yeah.
like, what is that? But
Yeah.
I was helping him put some things in there, and he was holding it up and he's like, Mom, close it. And I went to close it, but we are both holding it. And
Oh, I just know where this is
I
going.
just, yeah, I couldn't close it. And I'm like, why is it? It's like kind of jammed. And his little face was going red and he's looking at me, and I clicked it on, and then he just goes, ow. And my husband's like, his finger. And the poor little thing, like he didn't know, he doesn't have that awareness yet of like, ow, that's hurting, kind of say something because he's so tough. He's a real boy. And I felt so terrible, but it was also really funny because I just, I'm
Why
used
didn't you
to,
say anything? Yeah,
Yeah. And then I
yeah.
said, I'm so sorry. And he's just shaking his little hand. But he was fine. And he did sleep next to his lunchbox that isn't a lunchbox. So,
And his amputated
so
finger.
yeah, I mean, mine will be fine. It's so fine. It wasn't, well, it was his index finger, but that's okay. Carry on. Next question.
Oh, so that's so funny. Poor little man, his little finger. My mum fail of the week was I was so tired this week because I was solo parenting and I had Olivia. She was in my ensuite and she's like, "Can I do makeup?" And I'm like, "Yeah, sure, that's fine." And she has her own makeup drawer. I've got like my what is it, vanity. And then in there, I've got like a chest of drawers that have like makeup brushes and lipsticks and like everything's all
Hmm.
organized. She's got a full drawer for her stuff because it's in my bathroom so that I control when she uses it. And it's got like a couple of kitty eyeshadows, blush, stuff. And whenever she does makeup, she goes straight to that drawer. She that is her makeup, and she's very proud that that's her makeup. I didn't realize that she decided, oh, I'm just going to use mummy's today. She
Oh
just used all
no.
my brushes, all my makeup,
I'm
everything's always on
triggered.
the countertop, and I was just like, oh, that. But also, I have to take that on my chin as that was my fault. Like that was, I got a bit cocky there, trusting that my 5-year-old would not go and explore like my dark red lipsticks and like, yes, that was
She's
my fault. Yeah.
curious.
And then she came out looking like she had some sort of allergic reaction because her face was like just pink everywhere. And I'm like, she has got sensitive skin. So I'm like, I'm not sure how much is that a skin breakout or is that just really, really poor
She's had some nice
application?
blush. Oh,
So
they love
anyway,
the makeup, don't they?
it's crazy how like I'm not a big makeup wearer, like at all. I started probably wearing it more in the last 6 months just to kind of smarten my look up for work. But it is funny how she just picks up on that. She just goes, "Oh, you look so beautiful." And I'm trying to be like, "Well, I look beautiful without makeup." And like trying to navigate this conversation of you don't need it. Because every day
Hmm.
she goes, "Can I wear perfume? Can I wear lip gloss?" Every day before school. And
That's
I'm like,
crazy at that age.
"You smell delicious. Like you don't need perfume." And I've tried to make it like, well, mummy's really smelly. Like I need like I don't know if that's like the opposite way to handle it. I just don't know. I just don't know.
You think
Um,
she goes to school and says, "My mom stinks"?
probably, probably. Have you had a fuck around and find out moment? I'm sure you would because I feel like Harry is my star of fuck around and find out moments. He is the boisterous one that pushes every boundary.
Hmm. I get it.
He just unleashes chaos on a daily basis. What do you have you had a fuck around and find out moment? Well, I mean, the fingers in the lunchbox was a pretty good one. You soon learn to
That
not
was
put your
me,
fingers in the way.
Ellipses. Well, I say this a lot, but I live in an episode of Jackass. I
We
didn't sign up
say
to
that
be.
too.
Oh, really? Oh my gosh, you get it.
We
Like
need to
it's
have a play
just,
date with the kids because Harry,
oh
no
God,
fear,
is it
mate.
enclosed? Is it, can
No,
we put them in a park with
literally, no, I'm
gates?
the same. Oh,
Um,
you are speaking my language. Yep.
they're not, if I yell out ice cream or chicken nuggets or yell out some of the grandparents' names, they will stop running. But I've got like a Usain Bolt and a Kathy Freeman. They're off. They're outside. They think that they are actually, my eldest is more of a like poorly trained Labrador, and my younger one, he's probably like a happy golden retriever, but it's a long story. I'm saying too much here. It's very fun, but it's like they love anything fast. Like I get in the car and the 2-year-old will yell out, floor it. Like just we're like, we're like little rev heads. Anyway, my fuck around find out moment. They love monster trucks. One of the kids was sitting in the car and he got frustrated with me and he threw the monster truck to the front of the car, which gave me a big fright. He doesn't
Yeah.
do
Yeah.
that usually, but I was, when it comes to safety responsibility, I have like a no tolerance on that. Like it's
Yeah.
not a gentle parenting, it's a do not do that again, like it
Yeah.
has to be.
There's no, darling, let's not.
Yeah,
It's
not when it comes to
absolutely not.
safety. Like
Yeah,
it
not when I
just,
can crash the car. Yeah.
yeah, and thank God we were just like parked in the driveway. But I was just having a morning. So this felt so good. He said, "Oh, get it for me, get it for me." And I was like, "No." And I picked it up, opened my car door, and just chucked it out the door. And it felt so good. Like I was on a high. I was like, "Oh, take that!"
The
Like just
power.
the silent throw onto the grass, and just said, "Yeah, now what are you gonna do?" And he could see it out there, and I was like,
And
"Take
now we're
that."
leaving.
Yeah. Then I closed the door and I
Funny
reversed
you
out.
say that.
Actually, I don't think I got it. No, I don't think I picked it up. Anyway, that
Go,
ruined
go
the
find
morning
that
for
tomorrow.
everyone, but that's fine. But it felt so good.
It was a mum win. I saw a video literally the other day of a dad on TikTok who threw the Nintendo out the window on the freeway.
Really?
Yeah, on the freeway. He was just like, I am so fucking sick of you not listening and doing it. Yeah, he just went, he's like, I've never felt so good in my entire life. And the kids there going, you would never, it costs too much money. And he's like, yeah, that's fucking it. And he threw out the freeway on the freeway. I'm like, great.
That sounds so healing. That's like
Like
probably how it
how
feels to go to church.
I just
Oh,
yeah, I just feel like I'd never buy one ever again. That would just be the best thing ever. But you speak about your kids being like dogs. Like
sorry.
Harry this week, my fuck around to find out moment. So he just decided to leg it out. So sorry. So normally he now climbs into the front seat. So he lets himself out of his seatbelt, will climb into the front seat and follow me out of the car. And I've told him to stop doing it because I'll forget and I'll just close the car door and slam his head in the car door. That's what I'm imagining. So then Monday, for the first time in so long, he's like, "Oh, I'll get out Livy's side." So Livy's already been dropped off. So he gets out of his seatbelt. He just climbs across to the side of the car. I open the car. I open the car door, and he fucking bolts. He just legs it across the car park, opposite direction from Kinder. And I was
Oh
like,
no.
I didn't even have the moment to react because he doesn't do that. He doesn't. He's not a
It's like, where are
runner.
you going, bro?
Yeah, yeah. And then a car came in to go park. Mate, it was like that close. Like less than a foot, he nearly got smashed by this car.
Oh, I'm so
Luckily,
sorry.
shout out to Emily, who's one of the other kinder mums. The way it was, like the way it was situated, you could have seen it as you drove in. Like she would have watched the whole thing play out. So she had her wits about it and she saw what happened. So she slammed on her brakes and stopped. But Harry had the fright of his life and burst into tears. And I just
Oh
screamed,
dear.
Harry, like
Yeah.
fucking Voldemort. Like
Oh
I
my
was just
gosh.
and I was okay, actually. I wasn't so shaken up. I thought I'd be a lot more affected, but I was more just trying to console Harry and be like, that is why we don't run off. That's why we don't fuck around in car parks. That's why when I say you hold my hand in a car park, you hold my hand. When mummy says, please walk with me because there's cars around, this is exactly why.
It's
So,
for a reason.
yeah, that was his fuck around to find out. So he
Oh, I'm
hasn't
so
every day.
sorry.
Oh, every day this week, he's been like, I'm waiting for you, mummy. Like he gets out.
No.
But it was just also so out of the blue, like to just bolt like that, just
Yeah.
in the wrong direction. I would have expected him to get out, run, and go into kinder, 100%. But weird. It was just a freak moment
And they're
of
so young, we
lapse in
forget like
judgment.
it's their
Yeah,
first time and it's their first time doing life. And they're like 2, 3, 4, 5 years old. Like you don't know, they're not thinking like we think. They probably know that, but they're like, oh, there's something fun. There's a bird over there. I'm off.
literally. So yeah, so he definitely had the shock of his life. But yeah,
I'm so glad he's okay.
before we jump back into today's episode, I do want to tell you that about a brand that I wish existed when I became a mum. It's called atforher.au. You know, when someone's had a baby and suddenly the house is overflowing with tiny socks, teddy bears, and size 000 onesies, but no one actually checks in on the mum? Well, that's exactly why I love For Her. They create beautiful gift boxes designed for the mum, so filled with thoughtfully chosen self-care essentials that encourage her to slow down, take a breath, and remember she deserves looking after too. Let's be honest, she's done the hard work by having the baby. It's time to think about her, not just the baby that you're coming to visit. And whether it's for a baby shower, a new arrival, or just to say, hey, I see you and you're doing an amazing job, it's such a gorgeous way to make a new mum feel seen. So if you've got a friend, sister, work wife, or anyone about to welcome a little one, skip the 10th bunny toy and spoil the person who deserves it the most. Head over to atforher.au and tell them the Loud Mums Club sent you. Because babies get so many presents, mums deserve them too.
But you don't
Um,
know until you're in it or
no,
if you have a sibling or something.
yeah,
I would love to apologize to everyone that had children before me. Like I just had no idea. But
no,
again, you don't know until you're in it. So
you
try to
don't,
have some grace for yourself and
don't.
try not to stuff it up again.
Well, that also leads us into this week's village verdict and controversial opinion. But we wanted to talk about the phrase, we all have the same 24 hours in a day. And we had a bit of a back and forth about like the 21-year-old women health life coaches that are like, we all have the same 24 hours in the day and they don't have kids and they have no fucking clue. Or we also talked about a very, very famous I don't want to get sued, but a very famous influencer who said, just work harder. Or what was it?
Get up your no, get off your ass and work. Was that right?
Yeah. And I was just like, well, hang on, you have a personal trainer, a chef, nannies, a full glam squad that travels with you everywhere. Like it's quite easy for you to get all your shit done. And you don't tell me that you're doing a load of laundry. Like everything, your knickers
No,
probably get folded for you. Like this.
that would be nice.
I think it's really, really fascinating. I think especially as a mum, we definitely don't have the same 24 hours in a day. And that ranges from kids that aren't sleeping to kids that do sleep and then a shit house during the day. Like, there's so many factors when becoming a mum. So I don't think we do. But obviously, that's struck a nerve with you. Why does that piss you off so much now that you're a mum?
I'm so quiet because I'm spiraling and I
Oh,
just feel so
sorry.
much rage.
You just need to focus on your words.
Oh my gosh. I just think it's so unfair to say that because, like you said, if you have a child that doesn't sleep, if you have a child that might have additional needs, maybe you have a high pressure job, maybe you just have a job. A mother that is, for example, I know someone that works in HR and she's responsible for 500 staff members and then she has a young family at home. Her 24 hours is so different to someone that has first child that doesn't have to work or is at home all the time. Like it's so different. You know,
Yeah.
if you have help, if you have your parents and you have a great relationship and they're 5 minutes away and they can just pop over is so different to someone that doesn't have the best relationship and they're an hour away. Like you can't compare that. And it's so toxic and shit.
Yeah. I feel like it comes a lot in the fitness industry. I feel I've
Mm-hmm.
heard it a lot of like PTs being like, well, we all have 24 hours in a day. Like, but it's also these young, either gym bunnies or like roid heads don't have families and they don't like it's not realistic for me after a rough night's sleep to get up at 4 a.m. and go to the gym. And it's not realistic for me even
Mm-hmm.
after a solid night's sleep. I can't get up at 6 a.m. when my husband leaves for work at 6:30. Like who looks after the kids? So it's like it's just not
It's not that simple,
no, it's really
but
not. It's not
it's
about just get up and do it. Like it's so
it's so
difficult.
unfair on mums, like the
Yeah.
load on mums and the expectation that you, I guess that's the bigger thing. And it's not just the quote or this kind of assumption that we have the same 24 hours. It's because we all have varying levels of responsibility.
Yep.
And it feels like life is just in fast forward and you're expected to be the best mom, make everything organic, be at home, go to work, do the activities, be the best partner, be the best daughter, whatever. Who's looking after the mum?
I'm also getting pressure from all of those angles. I don't need some idiot telling me, oh, you have 24 hours in a day. Fuck off. Seriously. Um,
One of my favorite things is you'll see these people that are so passionate about it and, they'll basically shaming mothers and, they might be a mother themselves and they might have a lot of help or maybe they're not mothers yet. But what I secretly love is you'll see that they do decide to have a family and then you see them go through it and then they slowly come crawling back and they'll say, oh, motherhood has changed me. It has changed my identity. Oh, I am finding this a bit hard. And oh, I am sorry for what I used to think. It's like it's too late. You've done the damage already. Have some awareness.
what do you think would make your 24 hours feel easier? More time, more help, lower expectations?
Well, I'm at the bottom of the barrel. I think more help. In my dream world, I would have someone that helps with kind of cooking the food, cleaning the house. I think that would free up a lot of
A
time because
housekeeper would make a big difference.
yeah, and we've dabbled with that in the past. But again, got to be working to make the money, and then you've got to have someone different in your house. And I'm in an episode of Jackass, so you don't want to see my
Yeah,
background.
if we won the lottery, I think that's one of the first things I would do. We have a cleaner that comes once a month, and that's a
Oh,
huge mental load
great.
thing. Yep. So she
Mm-hmm.
scrubs the
Worth
bathroom,
it.
deep cleans the floor. Oh, it's great. Knowing that I don't have to like scrub showers and stuff is just one thing I can just
No brainer.
correct. I don't even look at it. It's not even on my radar. But to have a housekeeper, like my mother-in-law comes over and she'll like fold all of our laundry, including like knickers and stuff. And I think, God, it'd be lovely to have this permanent. But yeah, a housekeeper to do cooking and the, yeah, you're cooking and laundry. If I could have
Yeah, just
someone.
lighten the load.
Yeah. But then there's like things like, I try and do a big batch cook on a Sunday sometimes and then just have freezer meals for the week. That's huge. That's such a game changer for our weekly routine that I don't
Mm.
have to even think about what we're having for dinner. I've got like three different meals. The kids can pick what they want. Like, and I don't care if they have lasagna every night. I've loaded it with veggies, like whatever, it's not, I don't care if they have nuggets every night if they're eating. But yeah, it's just, yeah, laundry kills my soul and cooking meals that then the kids just complain about regardless, like you said earlier. Like that's soul draining. I've
They're
never
just
felt
trolling
more like
you.
my mum. Oh, it's just, I've slaved over this meal. I feel like I can hear my mother. I can hear my mother in my ear.
I love it when you ask them, you say, do you want this or this? And then I'll answer straight away, like, yes, we're
Great.
on. You
We're
go
on.
and cook that.
That's disgusting. I won't eat.
No, that's yucky. I'm like, bro,
And do you have
you just said,
one child will say no, and then the other child will copy?
yeah.
Yeah, so we have that.
I've got a little like parrot. There's
Yeah.
the big one says something, the little one he's happy, and then he's like, oh, hold on a second. Oh, what did he say? And
Yep.
then he'll copy
Yep.
it.
That kills my soul in itself. I'm like, you were perfectly happy eating that just because your sister says she doesn't want to eat it. Shut up. You were eating it fine. You've had six mouthfuls. Clearly, there's nothing wrong with it. Shut up. Fucking little turd burger, that's how you want. Um,
Rude.
so rude. Anyway, so to you, you have been quite open about your postpartum experience. You have been really open about experiencing postnatal depression, anxiety, and psychosis. But
Mm-hmm.
when did you first realize something wasn't okay?
Well, early days with my firstborn, I experienced postpartum anxiety. I knew something was wrong. Or, you know what I mean? It just something I'm like, I don't think it's meant to feel like this. And I was really anxious. And I had to have one of those, I don't know what they're called. Some people get like a little ankle monitor thing, but I had like the pads in the bed to make sure he's like breathing.
Oh, so
It's like
no,
a,
I know what you mean. Yes, yes,
I can't
yes.
remember what they're
We
called,
have
but I
the
had to
owlet,
have that.
like the outlet
Yes.
foot thing, but it's a like it's a thing that yeah, I know exactly
Yeah,
what you're
just like
talking
a mat.
about.
Like I had to have that. And
Yeah.
I remember like when we were still in the hospital, I was just waking up, just making sure I was breathing. Like I just had like every night I would just wake up and just make sure. And I remember being like really fixated on that. And yeah, there's just a few things like that that were really horrible. And then by the time my second child arrived, I wasn't worried about that at all and was actually like pretty chill. Um, but that's when, yeah, I realized I was having some psychosis. And I think it was from the lack of sleep, but my experience was just terrifying, really. I haven't spoken about it a lot, but
So
I guess it, hmm.
take us through what does that look like? What is psychosis and what did it look like for you?
I don't know too much about it. I don't really like looking it up, but when I'd spoken to some like mental health professionals and I'd done a little bit of digging, but I don't like to go on Dr. Google because next
Yeah,
thing you know, you have an aneurysm and you're off. But
you need to go
some
commit yourself.
people, yeah, yeah. Well, some people, and it can be just like a thing that you're kind of predispositioned to have based on your life experience, or it can come on when you are extremely tired, which I was. And for some people, it might be like complete dissociation or feelings of like, that they're holding the baby, but all they see is like a lizard, or
Wow.
they're like they don't know that that's their child, or
Yep.
just complete like they're not there, which is really scary, or just really wigging out and not having a sense of reality, and it could last minutes to hours to like days on like really big scale. But for me it just manifested for some reason between the hours of like 12 a.m. and 5 a.m. Like if I woke up in that time, and I would just feel this like, I don't know, this rage and everything that had kind of ever happened that was like quotations bad in my life. It felt like that darkness just got like a hold of me.
Wow.
So I think in like extreme cases, and I have such empathy for mothers or fathers that experience this, but when it comes to the psychosis, they might have thoughts of like self-harm, harming their children, harming people around them, or I know of someone close to me, she experienced similar things, and she was thinking about like setting her car on fire, like just really scary things that she wouldn't do,
Yeah.
obviously. But for me, it was just this feeling of this, it's like a dementor just came into my body between those hours. And it was just so scary. But then once it hit like 5 a.m., 6 o'clock, I was back. It was just so bizarre, but so scary. Like it just,
Oh.
I don't know how to describe it any better than that, but it was just horrific.
Were there warning signs that you recognize now that you didn't see at the time?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah.
So I knew that we were lucky enough to have one of my wonderful friends is a doula. So she was with us early on. I have a wonderful mom, amazing mother-in-law. Like we have so much support around us that, I had the usual kind of sleep deprivation type stuff. And if anything, I'd probably put myself in the category of a little bit of postpartum depression. When you kind of get like baby blues, but kind of worse, and periods where things felt a lot harder for me. But the psychosis came on pretty quickly. Um, and I did, the thing is, which is really interesting, is I knew that I was predispositioned for, my mental health to take a bit of a turn. So I went and saw my psychologist a few weeks in. I went and like saw her, talked about all that stuff. We talked about everything and kind of got the all clear. But I was really lucky to keep seeing some counselors from our local council that would come out and talk to me. And week to week, they'd just come. It was a great service. And I was able to talk to her about it. But yeah, when I look back, it's so interesting to me. Like
Did
I
you
just kind of
know
white knuckled it.
did you know how much you were struggling while you were in it? Or was
Yes,
yeah,
yes, absolutely. I was saying to the people closest to me, like, "Oh, I'm really struggling with this." And again, I had so much support, but it just still,
doesn't
something
help.
within me during that period just
Yeah.
took over. It was just awful.
And was your husband like aware and like supportive alongside of that? Like was he experiencing that with you? Like how was that dynamic?
Yeah, yeah. So I think, well, he knew that I wasn't myself, but again, it was so weird because the intensity of it was kind of in the sleeping hours, which was
Yeah.
so strange. But he was so wonderful and, held me in the best way that he could. And it's such an isolating feeling as well, because that's not who I am at my core. And it was so confusing because,
Well, to
you
wake up
know,
in the morning and be back to normal. Like it's almost like was that a dream or was that reality or
yeah,
like
like
how
it wasn't like back like sunshine and roses, but just something, I don't know what it was. It was just really awful. And I, yeah, I'm so glad that I had people around me that I could talk to about it and, implemented some plans and stuff. But I don't think people talk about it enough. And yeah, I'm not lucky for having it. I'm just so lucky that it didn't manifest in a way where I wanted to harm myself or harm someone else. Because I
yeah.
can't imagine what that would be like an out of body thing. Like
I
just,
don't know if you're across it. There's a huge case in the US at the moment about a mum who killed her three children.
I've seen a little bit about it.
Yeah.
Just
And she
horrific.
the lead up, like if you look into a lot more, the lead up to her getting to that point, it was clearly psychosis. She was screaming for help for months and months and months.
Mm.
Very, very sad. So obviously you didn't have any issue asking for help, but what did you feel like you needed from people around you at the time?
To be honest with you, if I had my time over, I think I would have gone to like a sleep school or
Yeah.
something
And actually
where,
just got to the root of the issue and got your sleep back.
yeah, like,
Yeah.
and it's not that I could have done that. I ended up at the end of last year, obviously heaps of time had passed and I was, back on track and feeling more like myself. But I went to a retreat for 3 nights in Queensland and I hadn't slept that deeply for 2, 3 years. And it was the best thing that I'd done for myself. So me now looking back, like, girl, you should have just done that. But we were looking into things like that. But again, life happens. And then because I'm so optimistic, I'm like, oh, I'll be okay. I'll figure it out. But
You're in survival mode. You just, and also I think it's
yeah,
so, I mean, sleep training is a whole conversation in itself, but I think that we're almost indoctrinated into like, get ready to not sleep when you have a baby, like, get ready to not sleep for the next couple of years. Like, it's so
mm,
normal that like being sleep deprived is like the normal part of motherhood where it really doesn't need to be. Like, there is things like sleep training, sleep school,
and
there
things
are
that you can do.
resources out there. Like, it's not normal, and I don't think it's realistic to be not sleeping. Like, that
Yeah,
was
we're
my
not we're
biggest
not
fear.
meant to be like
No.
that.
That was my biggest fear. They use sleep deprivation as a tool in war. Like there's a reason for it. Like
And that's
it's
how it felt.
yeah, yeah, it's a torture method. Like it's yeah, I think that's another thing that parents don't talk enough about.
No.
Um you mentioned in your little bio that you felt like you had a bit of identity loss in motherhood. When did you sort of realize you felt like you'd lost yourself a little bit?
I think it's just that moment of realizing that this person relies on you 24/7, and not with like a negative connotation, but your ability to just pick up and go and do something with ease wasn't there anymore. And then I started questioning before I had my son. I was working in the homelessness sector and I loved that role. It was so fulfilling. It was also brutal because I saw some really awful things. But I also saw the best in people and like kind of that journey was so beautiful. And I really thought that I was going to go back to that. But then I had my son. And after working with a lot of women who were victim survivors of like family violence and stuff, I just couldn't like compute that I had this beautiful little baby in a safe, beautiful home with heating, electricity. I was safe with my husband, so loved, so cared for. And then I knew that there'd be clients of mine out there still struggling.
Yeah.
And just that concept of like, I
Like it
really
was
thought I was going
really,
to go back to that, but I
yeah,
couldn't
sure.
because I'm someone's mum now. Just this concept of
Yeah.
like, well, if I'm not that, what am I? Where am I going? And then
Yeah.
I guess my viewpoint on like friendships and different things really shifted. And that was really hard to sit with for a long time.
When you say your view on friendship shifted, what happened?
I think a few friendships just kind of faded out. And I think that happens when your life changes in such a significant way. You don't have as much time for certain things, or maybe some people have no children, children that are older, and your concept of what it is to be a friend can shift too. So I couldn't be the friend that I was or that I wanted to be because I was so deep in learning to be a mum. And then the second time round, just everything was on top of me. So I
Yeah.
found that really hard. Um, it's just tricky. It's like mixed into that identity thing, if I'm not someone that parties or just different timelines, and I find that really tricky sometimes.
Have you found other mums to connect with that are in the same chapter as you? And you like, have you found people that you can sort of now
Like
fulfill
lean
that sort of
on.
side of you? Yeah. Like I'm
Yeah, most
lucky,
definitely.
like Vanessa. So Vanessa and Stacey, like we all had babies at the same time. So I was just so grateful that we'd gone through this chapter of we all went out, we were all clubbing, partying,
Hmm.
being out every weekend to now. Then we all met our partners, we've all got married, and then we've all had babies together. Like it's been the most
It's
lucky
so nice.
alignment because I don't know how many other people have had that lucky, relationship. But then I've lost relationships with people that don't have kids. So and I get that, and that's just because they're in different chapters. You stop getting invited to things, and but then even like my mother's group, they were lovely, and they just all bonded more with each other than me, and
Hmm.
I got put on the outs a little bit, and that really hurt. Like that really hurt my feelings that like they were
Hmm.
all catching up and like doing things with each other without me, which was silly and it was almost immature because I'm like, it's not because they necessarily have a problem with me. They've just connected more on a deeper
Hmm.
level than I have. But I also feel like I was the first one to have two kids. So I was like the only one that was then in the
In the
pit for that.
trenches again.
Correct. And they then all had their second later. Um, and then I was at a different challenge. They had like potatoes for babies with their number two, and I'm having a child that's running out the play center. Like it was just yeah, just different dynamics, like you said, different stage of life. So yeah, sorry. So have you found other mums and friends to lean on, or have other friendships become stronger because you sort of get it now?
Yeah, I think so. And for some context, so I had my firstborn in 2021. Then my father figure passed away suddenly in 2023, which just was like earth shattering. Like, what do you mean? Really just rocked me so hard. So in the transition of like becoming a mom, that happening, losing him, it was just so confusing to me, a lot of things. And then we fell pregnant with my youngest later in 2023. So then I had a baby. So just like navigating becoming a mom, losing someone really important, trying to find my feet, and then having another baby. I think it's all just like mixed into one thing of identity. Who am I? What are my values? Which way am I going? Who do I want to be for
And
my kids?
when do you have the time to even think about it? Because you're living in Groundhog Day of sleep was one,
Mundane.
making, the same routine every day, changing nappies, doing bottles. Like you are just in this constant like
You don't
go,
have
go,
time
go.
for that, you
Yeah.
just have time for your bubble. And
Yeah.
um I guess going back to your question, I have met so many wonderful people, and my eldest is in his 4-year-old kinder year, and I'm also responsible for a kinder. I don't have time for that, but I'm the president of the kinder in our local area, which has been so like expansive and interesting to me. But through that, I've met so many other mums that live 30 meters away, and I'm like, this is
Sorry.
fantastic.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
we're at the same stage because our kids are the same age and they're probably going to go to the same school. And that's been so, I don't know, it's been so nourishing and good for me to, I don't know if you felt like this, but um, maybe when Livy went to school, you're kind of like starting afresh too, because it's your first time being a school mum. And you're
Yep.
like, okay, well, this is who I am now. And you're so authentically yourself and you're accepted as you are, not as the previous versions that you've grown to be.
Excuse me.
Um,
Yeah.
Bless you. So
Um,
that's been really beautiful.
that's so nice. So your oldest starting school next year.
Yes.
Have you got given your offer for a spot yet?
Yes, well, I did stuff it up. I'm notorious for being highly organizing and then just fucking up the really important stuff. But yeah, he's got a
Yeah.
spot. We're so excited. I got that sorted this week. But I didn't even know that 3-year-old kinder was a thing. And then my friends are like, have you done your preferences? I'm like,
What are you talking about?
what? He doesn't go until he's like 4. So then back then I'm like, can someone remind me to enroll him in school in 2027? But anyway, I did all the meetings, did all the stuff, and then I forgot to do the enrollment because I was in hospital. That's fine.
Oh, I think that's fair. I think that's a forgiven that could be forgiven.
That was in my email. I was like, sorry, I was just on my health adventure.
Yeah,
But do you have any more spots? And they're
that's
like, yeah, of
totally
course.
fine. Yeah, totally fine. Um, what was the first thing that you've done that made you feel like you again postpartum?
I went horse riding. I'm a horse
Oh,
girl.
wow. Okay.
Not a very good one, but I just, yeah, I did that. Yeah, and I just felt like myself. I felt a little bit nervous because I'm like, oh my God, if I come off, I've got a kid. And then
Yeah.
when I was
Yeah.
knocked up again, I was like, I should not be riding with a child in my belly. This feels like really reckless, but I just felt like me. It's kind of like when you do something for the first time, whether it's like a gym class or something like something that you just have to focus on what you're doing so you're not falling off the reformer or the horse or the motorbike or whatever.
Yeah.
That's when I feel like I'm not thinking about, is there enough cheese in the fridge? Is there
Yeah.
bread for kinder?
Connecting with yourself again.
Yeah.
That's yeah, I really like that.
I should do that. I'm going to write that down. I've got a list from this podcast, so
No,
thank
this is
you.
great. You did call yourself a recovering I can do it all person. When did
Ugh.
you realize that you actually can't and probably shouldn't do it all?
When I had 2 kids,
Yeah,
I was
you
like,
just have
this
to
isn't working, you
accept.
psycho. Well, I actually can do it all, but at what cost?
Yeah.
Like to my emotional, mental health, my energetic health. Yeah, I can do all that, but I'm burnt out. I've worked too hard to build a life that I'm really happy with to like set it on fire. That's just stupid.
Oh, I love that. That's a good... I don't love that. That's probably. I think that's a great analogy that I do love my life. I don't want to set it on fire. I shouldn't be like, oh, I love that. But yeah, I think that that's a
I'm
good
quite capable of doing that, but I try to put
one.
the lighter down all the time.
Yeah. What have you stopped doing because you realized it doesn't fucking matter?
Oh, I had something very nasty to spit out. Doing things because other people want me to do them.
Okay.
I'm not doing that. I'm not going to that thing. I'm not going to join in on that.
Yeah.
I'm doing me. I'm in my bubble. I'm happy.
Yeah. It's back to focusing on you and what's important to you.
Totally, especially with 2 kids that I'm their role model. I set the standard for how they treat themselves and treat other people. So
Yeah.
if it's a no, it's a big no.
Um, I think that's yeah, I think that's really good. And also you're raising boys where you want to show women are strong and powerful. Well, there's no point being a pushover and showing them that that's how women are either. Like it's a
No,
thing too,
we
isn't it?
try we try and model healthy dynamics.
Yeah. No, I love that. But raising your boys, you said you haven't got family nearby. How has that made your motherhood journey harder? And like, do you find it hard watching other mums have grandparents and family readily available? Like, how have you created your own village?
I'm so envious of that. It's a conversation my mum and I have a lot. Again, I'm so lucky my mum still works pretty much full time, but we plan ahead. And my mother-in-law and my father-in-law are great. They all just live a bit far out, but if we can plan ahead, they're there.
Yeah.
But I am so jealous of, people where, the parents live a street away, or I think that would be really good for my mental health and for my children. I'm a big advocate for the grandparent-grandchildren relationship. I
Yeah.
think that's no matter what, I think that should be something that's really fostered, no matter the dynamics with the adults. But yeah, we have a wonderful nanny slash babysitter that just ended up living 80 meters away from us. So I'm sure that if I'm losing my mind, she can probably like hear me. So
Or do
she's
you guys, do you need help tonight?
yeah, she's like, is that you crying? I can hear the three of you crying. But she lives close
I heard
by.
a monster truck just land in my bush. Do you need help?
Bring your cat over here. But no, that's made a really big difference, and she's a part of our family now. But yeah, it's just different.
Do you feel like you do have a village just with her? Like, do you think that's enough? Do you think that are you still trying to find that balance?
Um, the village is definitely around me now that I'm making more connections with daycare mums and kinder
Yes.
mums, and
Yeah.
the way they've shown up for me recently has been so beautiful.
Right, good.
But also like to think that I'm actively showing my respect for them and how much I'm enjoying getting to know them. So even if
Hopefully
it's,
fostering that. it will just bloom. There you go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
literally. And I'm finding that. And like you said before, there's such a difference between, when you know that you need to receive, or you need to be open to like getting help. But I can really tell that when they message me and they say, hey, I'm at Coles now. I know you're home alone, or, your husband's working away. I'm going to drop something off. What do you want? Or, one of the kids has like a little procedure. I'll go and drop a freshly baked brownie on the front doorstep. So I know that would just make them happy. And that feels so nice because
Yeah.
it's not a one for one. It's just I see you, I'm here to help. Bye. Hi on the ring camera, run away.
Yeah, I love that. I think it's those little one percenters and those touch points that I think really build a great foundation for a relationship. And especially with a mum to mum, like building that trust and reliance and um
It's like
availability.
mutually beneficial, I think, to know that and to get to know the children as well. Like that's such an honor to watch these little friendships
It's
like
cute.
bloom. And
It's the
um
best.
yeah, a lot of boys in this area. Like I think, yeah, it's like, 15 kids and 12 of them are like boys. So we just got like this little boy club, but that's fine.
Oh God, when they're teenagers, that's going to be a shit show.
Our kids are gonna drive one day. Is that not
Don't,
terrifying?
don't. Harry asked me
Oh.
yesterday, he goes, "Are you going to teach me to drive?" And I was like, "Yes, at some point. Not now, but yeah,
That's so
that's like a real like
funny.
so Harry's going to school next year, and the thought of having now two children in school is terrifying. Like that's it really feels like I wasn't upset. I wasn't a mum that cried when Libby started school. Like I wasn't like I didn't find it an emotional transition at all. I was just so excited for her. Like I could have
Yeah.
cried on the first day just because I was so proud. Like out of just pure, my heart was swollen. Like I was just like
Oh,
so proud of her. It was almost an overwhelming proudness. But with Harry, I think it's going to be a real like, oh my God, my baby's now leaving me. Like that's
it's a big
yeah, like
deal.
it's a huge
Identity as
deal.
well.
Yeah. Which I'm also really excited for. Like I've got some really big work opportunities right now, um, with this new company. And then like if the podcast stuff, I mean, I'm getting way too big for my boots. Did I tell you before about the pitch? I did about the wine stuff.
Yes.
Like if that
Send it.
yeah, if that gets bigger and um I could secure some sort of stuff like that without becoming an alcoholic, then I'm on a win. Like so how did Reiki enter your life? Did you initially think it was a bit woo-woo, or have you always found you've been that intuitive and with the psychic stuff, like have you picked up on that from a young age, or
Mhm.
like how did that enter your life and yeah, what does that look like?
Yeah, I've always been this way since a
Yeah.
young child. So I come from a family or a long line of women that had different gifts and skills, and I just happened to be a bit weird too. So we're running with it. But as I kind of got older, I just noticed things that people wouldn't pick up on. And then when I went through my career, like early 20s, I just thought that it's because I'm from a big family, I'm quite personable when I want to play, I'm quite good at reading the play. And in my jobs, I'd always been in like recruitment or sales or things like that, really relied on building connections. So I
And
just thought
people
that
reading.
it was like a learnt thing, but it's actually, way beyond that. Like it's not normal to be able to tell what someone's thinking or knowing what they want to say, even though they can't say it. Like that's not normal. And then I think just before we got married, so in 2018, I was sitting at this job that I didn't really love and I didn't know what I was going to do. And I was like, oh, just in my head, like kind of talking to myself. I'm like, oh, tell me what to do next. And this male voice just said, you need to study kinesiology. And I'm like, okay, what's kinesiology? Like, I have no idea. Like, what? So I'm typing this thing, found a school. And he also said, go and have kinesiology with this certain person. And I'd met her at a networking event a few weeks before, like a recruitment thing. And she happened to be a kinesiologist. So off I go, start studying that, just completely trusted it, which was crazy. Did that, loved that. Kinesiology is very different to Reiki, but anyway, another story, another day. And when I was studying kinesiology, as I was working on people, this little voice was like, you need to get into Reiki, you need to get into Reiki. And my aunt had been a Reiki practitioner like 10 years before that. And that's when I'd first learned about it. And I was like, this is incredible, but I was like 15 or something. So I'm like, yeah, whatever, keep going. But I just kept thinking about Reiki. Fast forward to having my first son. A few months after he was born, I had that kind of inner conflict of wanting to go back to my job in the homelessness sector, but knowing that I wasn't mentally able to divide myself 50-50. Like both jobs needed so much attention and care. And something within me said, study Reiki. I studied Reiki and then I started blooming. I was like, I have to do this. I have to give this a go. And been doing it ever since. And blooming's been around for nearly 4.5 years.
Wow. Good for you.
Thank
So
you.
you've always been surrounded by it, so it wasn't something new. When you said your auntie did it, like, had she done a Reiki session on you, or you just more
Mhm.
heard her talk about it passionately, or like what did
Yeah,
that
no,
look like?
I remember her doing it to me, and at the time, she was working on me, and I do all of my stuff by distance. Most people work in person, but I remember her hands on me, and when you put your hands on someone else on their, on their top or on their body, it's natural that it would go warm. Like, it's heat. It's like heat
Yes.
on heat. And
Yeah.
when she was working on me, her hands were ice cold, and I was like, "What is this witch doing?" And I remember being
Yeah.
so intrigued by that. But she taught me a lot of things about crystals and all these things, and I was like, oh, okay. And as I said, I come from a long line of like generational, I don't want to say healers. I don't like the term healers, but my great aunt used to read tea leaves for Bert Newton on the morning show. And she always used to
Wow.
do really like cool stuff. Her name was Rosa. And before she passed away, she said something, crazy like, I'm going to come back through the next kid that's born. And then I just happened to be the next kid that was born. So
Wow. So you feel like you've reincarnated. That's so cool.
So we've got a lot of similarities. And even when I was a child, a lot of my, I come from a huge family. They would tease me like, oh, she's doing that Rosa thing again. So it's just how it is. And they tease me and it's funny until I know what horse is going to run on which race.
Yeah. Yeah. So how much money have you won?
Well, ask my husband, Punter Club. Happy to serve. It's not really ethical. Sorry, sports
Like
bet.
like counting cards, but also like they can't, yeah, like that is so interesting because they can't,
The
you
most
know,
random things drop into my head. And
you
it's
can't
just,
cheat. Like it's not cheating, is it? Like
well, I've only done it a couple of times. So I just thought
yeah,
ethically, that's not a good way to, doesn't feel that good to me.
right
But
to use your powers. Your powers are
no,
good for that.
no, no, it's not a good idea.
So
Bad
funny.
karma.
Yeah. Yeah, that's so fascinating. But how, so like to current day, like what does filling your cup look like and mean to you now?
Just having time and space for myself. And,
Yeah.
I'm really passionate about blooming. And I think about that a lot, like where I want to go and what I want to do. And when I started, actually, I started doing retreats because when I was having those really scary nights where I was like so tired and all this stuff was happening, I was thinking, like, what can I do for myself? And I just wanted to go to a big, beautiful house, ideally near some water, be taken care of, and not worry about anything. And I
Yeah.
used to just like fixate on that and fantasize about it. And then one day I was like, well, if I'm feeling that way, maybe some other mums would feel like that too. And then I started talking about it on my page, and people were like, yeah, I'll come. So then I built an offer off that. And now when the women come, we can talk about the good parts of motherhood, the hard parts of motherhood, and I take care of them. And that feels so nourishing to me. This is
Yeah,
my way of giving back, and it's nice.
that sounds beautiful. What are women telling you behind closed doors that we're still not talking enough about, do you think?
That you can really love your kids and also be having a hard time.
Yeah.
Like two things can be true at once. And just because you are, you know, so tired, so depleted, sometimes like hating some things about your life doesn't mean that you don't love your children or your family any less. Like that's a really big thing that comes up.
What's the biggest thing you think women have lost when they come to you? Is it identity? Is it, you know, sense of, yeah, I don't know. Like, what do you think is the biggest issue women come to you with that they need help with?
Just their spark. When I
Yeah.
say spark, it's just, remembering who they are, remembering what lights them up, who they want to be, and having their voice again. Like, it's just about trying to just get their glow back so they can walk into a room and feel confident or say what they want to say or just do the little things like go to Kmart for an hour and not feel bad about it.
Oh, how fucking good is just going for a walk around Kmart. Where's your local Kmart for you? How far do you have to drive?
Chadston is my local shopping center. So
Holy
I'm
crap.
very,
That's
I'm
dangerous.
very, yeah, I know. I'm so lucky that, I don't go there past 10 a.m. because everyone else is there. They've
That's,
just changed the fit out of the Kmart. They've gone back to having the registers at the front. And I'm so disorientated. I'm like,
yeah, okay. I
what's
hate
going on?
it. Just seems the stupidest fucking idea to have the registers in the middle of the store. I don't understand what on earth, why they think that that's a good decision. Like, why is it not just at the door?
I don't get it, but I like this one because they've got like a big screen and then you don't have to like show your receipt or get stopped because everything's like so automated and they're watching you the whole time. Like,
Yeah, amazing.
fantastic.
Was like Coles with like the barriers now, like
Oh
the
my
barrier
gosh,
stuff.
that's
Yeah.
I love Coles so much. I'm trying to like get a sponsorship. That's why I've said it so many times in this podcast. I'm just kidding. I used to work at Coles, so like I loved that job and I
Yeah.
fantasized about being a checkout chick. But every time they stop me and tell me that I have to like scan it in a certain order, or I'm not allowed to scan it, or take my trolley to a different. No, I am the customer. I I need to get in and out. My kid's gonna explode. Like just
I
let
saw
oh,
they get apparently they get funny if you have like a big like thing of Coke, like a big box of Coke that you have
yes.
to scan it
Anything big.
first and stuff like that.
Nappies,
And
drinks,
like,
toilet paper. I'm like, bro, why would I steal this?
but also my husband works for Coles and the stats are as well, he works head office. Stats are 8 out of 10 people will steal if they have the opportunity. How fucking disgusting is that?
Oh well, I'm the 2 out of 10, or I'm a loser, aren't I?
I
I'm
know.
paying for everything. Well,
I
actually,
know.
we paid double for a pack of Tim Tams the other day because my 5-year-old scanned it twice.
Oh fuck, that's so fucking
But
annoying.
they're still like, oh, you got to scan those nappies first. Excuse me, my other child has run off to the fake dog over there. I've got bigger problems, all right,
Oh,
lady.
you know the guide dog dogs?
Yeah, we love
Harry,
them.
yeah, Harry and Livy just kiss them and lick them all the time. And I'm like, please stop. Like 100 people touch
Oh.
them a day. That just gives me the most stomach churning heebie-jeebies. You are
They've got
fucking.
names, you know. It's Dusty at Chadston. If you go to Chadston, that dog's name's Dusty
How do you know that?
because we're there all the time
No,
with the
but like,
lovely lady.
where's the name?
I think they just made it up, but we say hi
Oh,
to
okay.
Dusty every single time.
Oh,
He's
that
definitely
could,
been licked by my 2-year-old for sure.
that's
For
all right.
sure. Check that
Harry will
out.
lick him next time we go check him out. All right, let's do some rapid fire questions.
Oh dear.
Time out or natural consequences?
Fuck around, find out.
That's me. Um,
Within reason. I mean, no
yeah.
trust falls when no one's standing there. Like, come on.
What's your biggest parenting ick? Like if you see someone do parenting and like in a certain way, what's something that you don't like?
when when people are online and first time moms pop off, sis, I was probably like that, and they're like, well, my kid's the best eater, he's eating like goanna today, guinea pig, and then he's going to eat some Brussels sprouts, and it's because I did this, and then cook it in like
A second,
organic
goanna,
something, whatever, like
goanna and guinea.
just, it really annoys me. And they're like, I'm just so great because my kid's eating eel. Like, okay, cool. This is because your child is just like born like that.
Yeah,
Come back to me when your second child will not eat the potato chip.
I'm the opposite. My second child does not fucking stop eating. He is a
Yeah,
bottomless
same.
pit. Whereas
My
Livy
kid will eat.
is so picky. Like
He'll
she's
eat like 20 chicken nuggets.
yeah.
How
But
did
then
you?
still be hungry 10 minutes later.
Yeah, and yelling at the fridge for the giraffe yogurt. But no, that's what my parenting ick is when, or for example, you don't know until you're in it, but someone will have a newborn and, they're week 2 and they're like, oh, my kid's sleeping through the night. It's like, yeah, because they haven't really woken up yet. So
What's your completely irrational mum rage trigger?
rage, monster mode,
What triggers that though?
overstimulation. Like,
Yeah.
when like you're trying to like dress one kid and they're like fighting you and doing whatever and kicking, and the other kid's just like in your face like this, just singing some song, like just
Yeah.
one's on the ground, you're trying to do stuff and help, and the other one's just like hi, 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 hi. And then there's like something on the screen and then can't do it. Sorry.
So today we had a friend come over after school and had her daughter come too. Kids were so fucking loud. So they're all running around like fucking lunatics. I'm trying to focus on what Sarah's telling me. Like I'm trying to actually hold a conversation. My husband's also in the office having a meeting, so I can also hear another conversation. Whilst the kids are then
No.
running around screaming, yelling, being dickheads. And then Harry comes up to me and goes, hey, I want this. And I was just looked at him and I went, I can't hear myself think. Don't ask me a fucking question. Go and play. Like I was like in such a state of like
Spin.
there's so much that I can hear right now. If someone had a switch just to get silence, I would have probably creamed my pants. Like I just needed, just needed. I was like a real heightened moment today. I was like,
It's so hard. I reckon once
yeah.
you get to like 5 different things, it's just you can't like your brain. My brain goes like, oh,
But even just like we can have the kids watching TV and the radio will be on, and then Ryan will be on the phone. And even that, I'm like,
no, I can't
right,
do
the
it.
radio has to turn off. Ryan, go outside and take the phone call. I just need one source of noise. I can't have more than one. And I swear, I don't know if this is just a mum thing or a neurodivergent thing. I just don't know where that lands because I tell you, it's yeah, intense. I'm with
It's
you.
so hard though. I can't do it. And then my husband's got like a motorbike video.
Yeah. Yes. Shut up.
Not right now, sweetie.
Hey, it's like having another child, isn't it? Can you watch this? Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. You're like, get the fuck out of my face. Um, what parenting hill did you swear you'd die on before you had kids, and now you've completely abandoned that?
I wasn't forceful with it, but with our first son, we were like, he's in his bassinet, he's in his cot, he'll never be in our bed. Like we want that separation.
We're
He was
never getting
fine.
co-sleep.
Yeah, great sleeper, whatever. Second child. He, I don't know what's happened with that one. We have a king bed, and some mornings I wake up, my husband and I are on the outside, like the letter H. We're on the outside of the bed facing outwards, and he's in the middle. And he's like this, just 97th percentile. He's huge, just whatever.
Best
I'm
life.
like, I'm like, what? And then I'm like, what is this? And then I'll just wake up, mom. I'm like, it's 4 a.m., bro. What are you doing in here? How did you get in here?
We've had a
So yeah,
few 4 a.m. wake ups in the last sort of month of Harry coming in and going, "Can we watch TV?" And you know,
no,
there's a part of me that's like, yeah, but then like you go do like 3 or 4 back and forths to bed, and then it's now 5 a.m.
it's
and I'm
not
like,
worth it.
I also need to sleep. So I'm like, just go watch TV. Just go watch TV. And then we'll have a 6 p.m. dinner tonight, like a 6 p.m. bed tonight. Like I'm not gonna
Yeah,
argue when I need to function and sleep because we're just at the point like if we
it's
have a
not
lock
worth
on
it.
we have a lock on the pantry, we have a lock on the fridge. So I'm like, stop them raiding the food. And I'm like, cool, but you'll be waiting 3 hours until breakfast. Like you're not having breakfast at 7 a.m. Like I'm not making breakfast now, it's 4 a.m. Like,
Oh, we're not
yeah.
at that yet, but I saw something on TikTok, and this this girl was like, she said the best mothering like hack ever is teach your children how to get up and turn the TV on. So leave it on like Netflix the night before. So when they press on, it's still there and it's there. And I was so impressed with this that I wrote on it. This random girl was like, you should be our prime minister. And I swear to God, every single day someone likes that comment. I think it's like the
You're just
most liked
constantly
comment on
getting
her
more.
stuff. Yeah. And I'm like, guys, you're so welcome. I meant it. Like I
It's been
actually meant
great
that.
since the kids have figured out how to turn the TV on. But the problem I have, which is really funny, we have two TVs, two living rooms, two TVs. They only want one living room and one TV. So they both know how to use both TV remotes, but like we still have to then listen to them screaming at each other at 6 o'clock in the morning, like who got the remote first, who wants to watch this. And I'm like, guys, we have two TVs. Just go fucking watch. Like, if you want to watch something different, go watch something on the other TV. And the other TV is bigger. Like, I don't even understand why. Like when I was a kid, it was you wanted the biggest TV, right?
Mm.
I don't get it, and it drives me mad. Anyway, fucking first world problems. Um,
Housemates. Ugh.
what's something you love doing when you're away from your kids? Like your dirty little secret. Like, do you sneak a trip from a chocolate bar at the petrol station or
Couple of darts on the way back from Kinder. No.
do you actually?
No.
Also, you don't seem the kind of person that would do that.
No, no. Oh, I love chocolate. I'll happily hide that anywhere in the house. And my husband will listen to this, but when he really needs it, I will share it with him.
Yeah, just don't
But
give
it
away
has
your
to be
hiding spot. I have a stash.
no. Yeah, it's usually actually just behind bed. There is always a stash. That's mine. That's my one thing. Do
Yeah,
not touch it.
yeah, mine gets hidden. Doesn't go in the pantry, it gets hidden. It's not, and so I used to put Tim Tams in the freezer, and then Ryan discovered that, and he'd go in and eat the whole packet, and I'd be like, "You motherfucker," because that would last like I just have one a day, like just one a day, little
One.
little
God.
sweet treat. Well, I just want to get into bed, like watch a bit of TikTok with my sweet treat, like I'm really happy.
Mm,
And then yeah, he'd go and eat the whole fucking pack. I was like, "You motherfucker,
that's so annoying.
yeah, not on."
No chocolate anytime. Like if it just accidentally goes in my cart at Coles, like why not?
Well, I do online shopping, so I do like click and collect, and I just look at like what's on sale. But like a block of chocolate these days is so expensive.
You know, it's
But
like
it means
$8.
insane. But I'm trying all these different brands because I'm like, whatever they're trying to get rid of. So it might be like a Daryl Lee
I
random
love those.
flavor.
Can you get the
Me too.
what is it? Like it's not like a hedgehog or something. What is it? Maybe it is. I'll find out. I'll send it. I've got this like post-it note from our chat today. I'm
Oh,
gonna
this is
send
so
it to you.
cute. Also, there's a salted pretzel chocolate at Aldi. Highly recommend. It
I
is
haven't had that yet.
bomb.com. I thought I'd buy myself one the other day when I went to go get nappies and then came home and annihilated the entire block. I have not had a whole block of chocolate in so long because it makes me feel really sick. I tell you, it was so worth it. Like I felt so ill, but I was just could not stop could not stop.
We deserve it.
So take it with a grain of salt that you'll annihilate it too, I expect.
Okay.
Um, Last question, then we finally will wrap up. I'm gonna have a very long time trying to edit all of this. But what's your fuck it, we've survived today dinner?
Oh, grilled drive-through. Thank you so
Oh,
much.
grilled drive-through. You have a grilled
Hmm.
drive-through. We don't have a drive-through grilled in here
Yeah.
locally. That's cool. That's
Yeah.
fancy.
I think it's the only one at the moment, but they yeah, I think it's the only one at the moment, but I love it. We're so
Grilled
lucky.
Grilled does the most incredible zucchini chips. They are
Really?
the breaded, I don't know if they still do them. I probably haven't had grilled for like 5 years, but they used to do like essentially deep fried zucchini in like a breadcrumb.
Okay.
And they were just that with the sauce. They have such good sauces at grilled. Just
It's on the list.
oh yeah, there you go. Another thing to add. Now, I do like to end every episode with a loud mum of the week, a shout out, and you have the opportunity to think of someone you'd like to shout out. Whether you have a funny story for a friend or a mum win of the week that you want to give a shout out to someone close to you.
Oh, that's a good one. I know heaps of like amazing mums, but my favorite mum that I admire the most is my friend Christy. She has four wonderful children. They started their unschooling journey, and the way that she has raised them and the mother that she is just inspires me like every day to be my most like, I don't know, authentic mum. Like everything that she's done and everything that she has ever said to me is like left like a mark
Oh
on me
wow. She's
in a
just
way.
she's your is she your go-to mum to ask questions about mumhood? Like four
Yeah, but
kids. She's like
not
a
like, not in
Bible
like
of
a,
knowledge.
yeah. You know how sometimes you have friends you're like, oh, what should I do this? The kid's sick with this, or what
Yep.
should I do about that? It's
Yep.
on like a deeper level of like how to raise children and what she thinks. And just her dynamic with her children is so beautiful. And I hadn't seen that like role model to me before. Like I
Yeah.
just, she's incredible. And she said so many things to me that were like so simple, but so profound in the way that I've like become a mum or the
Oh,
road that I've gone down.
wow.
So I need to text her and tell her she's
Oh, you
amazing.
do. Text her and tell her to come on the pod. She sounds incredible. Um, what's when you did you go back a second though? Did you say she's unschooling her kids?
Yeah,
What do you mean by that? She
they don't go to
homeschooling?
school. Kind of, yeah. Well,
What do you mean, kind of, yeah.
well, she used to be a school teacher,
Yeah.
and then I think they've got four kids, girl, boy, boy, girl,
Yeah.
and I think their eldest went to school for a little while and just didn't sit right with her once
Yeah.
becoming a mother and seeing like I guess the concept of school and how it's always been done traditionally,
Yeah.
and then she just decided, well, her and her husband, who I just adore as well, they decided that they wanted to go traveling for a little bit, but they have just a different way of being. Like they're so in their integrity. Like it's just incredible and the most beautiful people. But just the way that they've raised their children, allowed them to, we're talking about like, you know, kids come to this world with their personality. I have not come across, I know so many wonderful people, but I've not come across anyone that has honored their children in that way so beautifully and like in such a raw way as well. Like
Sound
just,
like just incredible parents. Like, wow, good for
yeah,
them. Yeah.
they're so so cool. And then yeah, anyway, I'll tell you more about them. They're just some of my favorite people. And just when I think about motherhood and fatherhood with Geordie, but with Christy, just she's magic. Yeah, love
Oh,
her.
shout out to Christy. I'm definitely need to have a conversation with her. She sounds incredible. Um, but to wrap up today's episode, to every mum listening, you are doing better than you think. And if you did yell today, that's totally okay because so did I. Stay loud, mums, and I'll talk to you next week.